Well, Tucker, back to work with a couple of days of practice this week after the weekend got rolling with things in Iowa. And what's been the nature of these two practices from a player's point of view?
It's been intense and a lot of skating and two things that we didn't bring enough of to Iowa. So that's something that the coaches feel, and I think most players would agree that we need to bring more of. So we've been working on that this week.
Anytime you bring a new group of players together, you have to get to know one another, and roles have to get defined. The players feel an urgency to bring that process along?
Yeah, I think a little part of that is comfortability with each other and being willing to communicate and have arguments, I guess, if for lack of a better word that I can think of right now. But just to be a team and communicate more is something that should get better.
One of the things that we hear about sometimes is that players with different personalities come into a room, and the first thing you want to do is get along. And sometimes while you're getting along, you're not necessarily finding the results you're looking for, and then you got to push to that next level where you find those results. Maybe a bit about what you were talking to in your last answer.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not popular to you just want to fit in and do something, but that might not be conducive to winning hockey games. So sometimes you might need to say something you might not to someone you wouldn't know, or things like that. So that a little part of that, but I think mostly just being more intense and skating harder.
We think of you as just a second-year pro, but at 25 as well, I'm sure you bring a certain maturity to the group. Do you enjoy kind of, in some ways, in your own way, setting a tone for the team?
Yeah, I'm usually a pretty quiet guy in the locker room, so the older I've got, the easier it's been to speak up a little more, at least chime in here and there compared to saying nothing. So that's something that's I've been more comfortable with.
What are you seeing from the team coming off the weekend? I know the results weren't there. Are there particular areas that you think need to come along for next time out?
It's just little things, and I think once those things start happening, like just being quicker on gaps and a little bit harder on the forecheck and little things like that more mental intensity and just going through it, then all of a sudden everything should fall into place once that's in place.
Is it surprising to even players, I know it is to fans in some ways, how much things change from one year to the next in the American Hockey League? A roster can be completely different over the course of a summer.
Yeah, there's a lot of new faces, and that's part of that comfortability thing, and I think we're still getting used to each other, and once we're comfortable with each other, and it's just going to get better and better.
You've had the season get underway, but you haven't played at home yet. Is there something special about that first chance to play on home ice?
Yeah, I enjoy playing at home. It's nice. It's just way more comfortable, and I think it'll be good for a lot of the guys.